Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. It is Friday. It is the first Friday of August, which means it is Jobs Friday. And first message you need to know is been a good week, been a great week. Don't screw your weekend up by fucking yourself up in a bad trade on a Friday. If you don't know what you're doing, or if you didn't have the greatest week, even though the alerts were all there, don't screw yourself up for the weekend with a bad trade on Friday. More specifically, is on a 0 DTE Friday trade. So keep that in mind as you go in to every Friday. Futures, eh. Yes, we are up. We have been up, but we are We are non-committal, still well below the 20, the 10, and the 5-day moving averages over on the NASDAQ, which are all rolling over bearish. And we are still well below the 20-day moving average over here on the SPX, on the ES futures, and resisting quite well. A little bit of a curl down this morning. Like I say, blasé, and none of it matters because the jobs report comes out at 8:30 in the morning. So very quickly, recapping where we're at, because yesterday was complete crap, 34-point range. Did get some decent trades on spreads if you were willing to go out there and take just $1. Not bad, but still there. Dipped down below 4,500. First time since July 13th. Unbelievable that it took that long. However, we did fill one gap over on the QQQ. We only touched it on the SPX. Am I right? Am I wrong? We filled the gap. Yeah. No, we didn't. 44.72. Yeah, we didn't fill the gap. No, what am I talking about? Anyway, this week, crap. 17-point range. First day of August, 21-point range, first day of the week, 45-point range on that big move down, where 26 of it, of the 63, was overnight, third of it, and only 34-point range yesterday. Still closed red, 3 red closes in a row. We are under 10% positive year over year. I haven't seen this in quite some time. Last time we saw it, we were up 20%, was right here, back on June 9th. That was the last time that we were less than 10% up year over year. But anyway, just something going to pay attention to. As we got our dip has now matched our dip that we had going back into June, right around 2.6%. And like I shared with you, full moon Friday. So full moon, window is closed. Now it's that don't overestimate or overguess until you've actually got a confirmation. And a confirmation for us would be a move down below 44.85. Don't expect it today. Could get it today. Don't expect it today. We've got a little bit of a gap that we'll be having filled here overnight. As of right now, we are looking just around that 45.20 area at the best part of this morning, right at yesterday's highs that we were resisting on quite well. We will see how this turns out after the jobs report and make our adjustments from there. Amazon. I want to focus on Amazon. And in your email, you are going to have quite a bit of detail on Amazon. And the reason why I want to focus on Amazon is because, again, going over our spreads, I have a history, 8-year history of multi-baggers on Amazon. So I am going to be focusing on Amazon, as I said to you in the email and on the video there on Friday, on the weekend. Amazon, we play after earnings. Amazon looking for that 145 to the upside. We got 142.97. Now, going to go in here and zoom in and zoom out so that we all see what we're talking about here. Okay, here's your gap up off your earnings. All right. Almost got to that 145 area. Almost there. Nice little gap up that we've got here. And instead of zooming out, we'll zoom or zooming in, we will zoom out. This high right here, I'm going to be keeping very, very close monitoring. It's 136.20. 136.20, 136.20, right there. 136.65. That's what I want to use for the litmus test. 136.65, 135, obviously, right below it. Your gap fills at minus 129. So now I am going to zoom you out and I'm going to put you on a clean. Yep, that works. And I am going to highlight the overnight, and I'm going to change the time frame down to 30 minutes. All right, so we're going to have to move around a little bit here, but here we go, okay? Here is your earnings, all right? This is going back in April when AI was invented. Here's your earnings. As you see here, closing right there, 109.71. Big spike up. Here we are overnight, gap down. Next day, complete shit, gap down. We're hoping we don't get the gap down tonight. And that was your earnings here in April. As you can see, here's your close from earnings. Beat, didn't beat, don't really give a shit. Here's your lower low a week after earnings. Come over, zoom out. Let's go back over to the earlier in the year, February, where February, a bit different. SPX topped. We top now, but SPX topped. Here's your close. 112.86, your big spike over there on earnings, your move to the downside, your gap down the next day, and once again, coming over here, looking at it from a short-term point of view, your lower low coming here on the Monday of the next week after. So I am, without any shadow of a doubt, going to be playing something over here on Amazon, and you are going to get it in your email with the details for it, as well as in the alert room. Looking at this from a, again, wider point of view, very good, strong base. It's down here below 128. However, right here, you're looking at a trend line, which is your lows trend line coming off of 2016 and 2018. Right below that is your long-term trend line, your 2018 lows and your COVID lows, which obviously you came into in January. So not looking for this to be completely eating a big bag of shit and falling down below 125, but we'll be looking for something here and checking the pricing to see what it looks like for something closer to the money, similar to how we played Google. 140, 135 area. That's the strike range that I'm going to be looking for. Apple. Can't really do much more with Apple. We got what we wanted to get on Apple. Apple filled that gap. Apple is filling this gap from back on July 12th, which is what we filled over on the QQQ. And we're right down to the 50-day moving average. So again, having shared that thought before, 50-day moving average being what it is, in math, it's only a 4-point drop, but you're at your 50-day moving average. So, and any of you that want to go out there and start talking about buying Apple calls, go play in traffic. Seriously, go outside, find the busiest fucking road, and go play in traffic. After you've survived that for 30 minutes, come back inside and say, should I still buy Apple calls? And here's our QQQ. QQQ, we filled the one gap from back there on July 13th. We still have the July 12th gap, which is sitting there below, right around 370. And we have a 50 retracement perfectly to that June dip right there on June 26th. Questionable? Very much so. Over on the QQQ, our dip now has been 4.18% in total, almost equal to how deep the dip was on the June dip. We are 16 points from our high. Again, we're still holding that 370 area, which you will need to see fall off. You've now had two greater than 2.5% drops. You can see where the weakness is when it comes to that. However, at the same time, as you see today, we are up even though you are down over on those guys, and that's because of your weight. Your weight has shifted where Apple doesn't weigh as much as it used to. It only weighs 11.6%. Amazon weighs 5%. But as you start to broaden yourself down, you have better supporting actors that you didn't have before. So, again, one of those things that is going to be in play. And with the QQQ, we're obviously doing quite well, up over 100% if you decided to take the trade off yesterday or the day before. You still have 3 weeks on the trade, which is where my focus and attention is. And for all of you that have sent me private messages, that's why I've shared with you where my lower targets are on QQQ and what I prefer to see as we move forward on QQQ with 3 weeks left. Granted, the full moon window has closed and we have the jobs report today. So sit back, sit tight, count your winnings for the week. Monday is a brand new week. We have CPI report coming up very shortly. And we will have some FOMC speakers coming out before Jackson Hole later in the month. Have a fantastic day, a fantastic weekend, and any of you doing one-on-one calls with me over the weekend, send me a private message. More than adequately make up some time so that we can spend. You've seen the results. Imad, 57 grand in less than a month.